Hey guys, it's your Rogue GM Scythe here. I'm just going to go over a couple things today, such as our weekday raids, our Sunwell progression, and then we're going to wrap it up with a conversation about Wrath of the Lich King. First, I want to welcome all our new members and get them acquainted with how we do things around here. I think the first thing, if you're new and you haven't done it yet, is go to our permissions request channel and request the ability to get the member role. It'll allow you to see a lot of our social channels and be able to communicate without being in game. When it comes to raids, all signups are available, and all you have to do is just click the sign up. If you have any questions or any availability changes, that goes for everyone in guild. Please let myself know or any of the officers know, as well as officers such as myself, Celine, Evan are all able to answer questions when we're online, as well as we have several others that can help you out, such as Ainsworth and BMO. Outside of that, I just want to jump straight into what our guild schedule is going to be looking like for the coming weeks. Right now, we have short-term plans to be running 2 BTs. I need everyone on board for this. I understand that some people are going to have to be raiding 3 days a week versus the 2, and it's just going to be required, especially to get some of those last couple BIS pieces for some people, as well as to gear up alts and other people's and new players so they can participate in some of our progression with us. That being said, another thing that I need participation in is on Thursdays, we're doing our trash farm for Sunwell. I need everyone's mage ults. I need a priest to help out. And it only works if we get everyone on board. I try to reward the people who participate and not the people who are in need. If you really need, you'll be there. This is a great way to get free patterns, get free items, as well as being able to get people geared up who normally wouldn't be able to come to our Sunwell trash. Outside of that, we are also changing our Gruul mag once again. So with that being said, on Saturdays, we're going to be doing 3 server like we had done previously. Mondays are still going to be run by Pucks at 6 server. The change is just due to the fact that DST only drops on Saturdays. Everyone knows that. So outside of that, when it comes to older raids, we do have an interest to run older raids. I know they're talking about doing one on Sunday, but I need more people who are willing to step up, lead, and being able to run said older raids. SSCTK, High Jowl, these are stuff that people still need, and also is a great segue for a lot of new players. So if you have any interest into running those raids, please let me personally know. Outside of that, we're going to go straight into Sunwell. So from what I understand, it's been pretty taxing on a lot of people, and it's going to continue to be so. It's not going to get any easier. It's just going to be the same amount. We're looking about 20, 30 wipes a night, and you need to plan accordingly. We can help each other. I see a lot of people just going to AH and buying stuff. Let's try to consolidate our resources like I've tried to call to arms for you guys to do. If you can't, or if you need to, that's where Discord comes in and reaching out on the outside. I try to help wherever I can, but I don't know who needs help if we don't communicate that. It's like I said, don't expect a nerf. From what everyone's saying, a lot of people are saying that nerfs are coming. From what I know historically, Sunwell was never nerfed. It wasn't nerfed until halfway through Wrath of the Lich King, and I would put my bets on that it's not going to get nerfed. It's just going to hit just as hard like when Evan ran up and tried to solo tank Brutalis instead of letting War Eagle do it. So with that being said, let's just help each other, help one another, we've made really good prog, and I think we'll get twins down and actually finally get solid attempts on Muru and be able to hit the first actual stone wall in Sunwell. I'm super proud of everyone. I know I've been pretty wound up, but at the end of the day, we've taught a lot of people, we've brought a lot of people up, and people have been extremely flexible through this entire phase, and it's been awesome to have. And I really want to bring a lot of you guys into Wrath of Lich King, and that brings me to our final topic here. Wrath, it's a lot more flexible on comp. You want to bring the player over the class. There are a couple standout DPS classes, and some of them won't stand out till later on while they're weak early on, such as Fury. So with going into that, I want to bring up, we're going to probably do a comp survey and what people are interested in maining, as well as another survey, what people are going to ult. So if you're going to participate in the ult survey, for example, for myself, week 1, I'm going to level my rogue, and then within that same week of hitting 80 on my rogue, I'm going to hit 80 on my boomkin. I'm going to have both ready and both ready to raid very first week when raids open up. And that for anyone who's in a similar position, I'm going to have a poll separately for those players. My full intention is to recruit and have 2 fully functional raid teams, as well as a couple smaller raid teams underneath us that are just 10-man only, who would be open to filling in on our 25-man. I think that's going to be a huge advantage, is having our depth. It's always been a huge advantage, and we've had a great, very communicative guild, and I want to expand on that going into Wrath of the Lich King. For the first team, it's going to be a couple expectations, is leveling within the first week, being able to raid within the first week. The second team is going to be week 2, week 3 team, which will be people who have finally either caught up or are just about to have leveled up. Then we probably won't have a solid raid team until the first month, where these 25 people raid together. We have a couple prog expectations going in. We don't expect the first phase to be very hard. We expect the second phase to be extremely hard, especially if we do hard modes. This means opening up raid schedule availability, as well as being able to consistently raid and not part-time raid. Now, there's going to be places for everyone, and that's why we're going to have multiple raid teams where everyone can contribute, and the loot will be carried on the same way that we currently do it now, with running a loot council with a shadow EPGP in the background. The grand scheme for raiding is participation and quality, right? I definitely, a lot of people who've come in, are learning the game and being able to perform, and I want to be able to continue that while also having a hardcore raid team and a semi-hardcore raid team. We're going to be doing polls on various different topics such as loot. We're going to be doing polls on participation, as such as other events as well. I think a big thing for our guild that's been growing and that's going to be big in Wrath is our PvP. We pretty much right now have one solid 5s team, as well as 2 other 5s teams that people do for points. And I think being able to nurture that and cater that going into Wrath is going to be very huge for our PvE side, especially with Wrath weapons being BIS for PvE, and then being able to have workshops and grow our PvP scene. I have a lot of people super interested, and it's really brought our guild together. At the end of the day, it is going to be about comp. It's not going to be as strict as TBC, bringing 5 shamans and stuff, but I'm not bringing 5 Death Knights. I'm not bringing, everyone being a Rep Pally or an H-Pal or this or that. I'm not trying, if you're planning on playing those classes, I'm trying to scare you away. I'm trying to give you realistic expectations on what to expect for your raid teams. Depending on schedule, we can assign people where they want, but having this poll is going to be a great way of understanding of where we stand as a guild and what to expect and who to give gear to, especially in Sunwell. We have, for example, Celine. She's going to be one of our main Death Knights going into Wrath of the Lich King, and we're going to gear her up accordingly. Outside of that, I really have nothing much else for you guys, and I appreciate your guys' time, and I hope that we continue to press together as a guild and go into Wrath of the Lich King strong, because we're going to finish TBC strong. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll check you guys out next time.